Could kill Elon Musk's Twitter deal. Talk about going after your most outspoken critics. It's all because the White House is reportedly looking into putting his Twitter takeover and other Musk-owned companies through a national security review. If Joe squashed that deal, that would come as a relief to the woke workers of Twitter. They're in a panic after Musk reportedly wants to gut nearly 75% of the social media giant's workforce. Twitter trying to ease anxious employees today by telling them no layoffs are being planned. Okay, so let's start with the fact that we've got CFIUS involved here. The last time I remember hearing about CFIUS was when Hillary Clinton wanted to sell our uranium to the Russians. And so now we've got Joe Biden saying that, and I'll start with you, Katie. Joe Biden is requiring a national security review of Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter. He can do it before or after he buys Twitter. What is that all about?
Well, they like controlling communication. So Twitter is the social media giant that buried the Hunter Biden laptop story. To talking about national security reviews, right? That's one of them that maybe they should review instead. But then all the mainstream media outlets didn't cover it, so Twitter really saved Joe Biden's presidential campaign. But the relationship between the Biden White House and the Green Left and Elon Musk is very interesting to me. Elon Musk owns Tesla has 68% of the market share of electric vehicles in America. They are doing what Joe Biden claims he wants to do, this big transition to electric vehicles. He has led the way. But because he doesn't do exactly what the White House wants, his workers are not unionized, the White House has frozen him out of any kind of celebrations. Last summer, they did a big electric vehicle event at the White House. They did not invite Elon Musk, even though he's dominating in the electric vehicle market. So he's just too unwieldy for them. It's like they maybe like his green agenda, but they don't like the idea that he's outspoken, that he wants to own one of the major communications outlets with free speech in this country. And so they're using the power of government, like they always do, to go after people they deem a threat politically.
Well, you know what, Jesse, the officials haven't identified what tools they're going to use for the reviews. But one of the things they're objecting to is the fact that apparently Elon Musk has gotten some investment from foreign funders, such as Prince Al-Walid bin Talal of Saudi Arabia. And apparently the other day he said something positive about Medvedev, who was Putin's predecessor.
MBS.
And so they're all out of shape over that.
If they want to kill it, they can kill it. They're mad at him for two reasons. One, he's disloyal because Biden gave Musk billions of dollars to get this green stuff off the ground. He took the money and now he's the richest man in the world, but he's not a Democrat anymore, so they're angry. But he's also too powerful for him because if he had been in charge of Twitter during the last election, Joe Biden never would have gotten elected. Usually billionaires play within the system, but he is trying to disrupt the system, so he's put a whole target on his back. And if you disrupt the system comes at you hard. They came after Trump, Rogan. They used to go after Howard Stern. Remember back in the day, they go after the Tea Party. So they will go after him with everything. They already tried to Me Too him. They will try to go look into his taxes. The FBI will look into him. The Justice Department will sniff around. They'll find some environmental thing to get him. It doesn't matter. They'll have banks deplatforming. They will use anything they can to get him down. And that's their MO. They'll abuse power to crush you if you threaten their power. And the right has to make a decision. When the right gets back in charge of the government in 2024, are they going to fight fire with fire? Because I know the Republican philosophy is you don't use the government against your political enemies. It's small government. But you're getting abused like this, they have to make a choice.
You know, what's interesting, Harold, is that apparently Musk tweeted that he threatened to stop providing free Starlink in the Ukraine.
That's not what he said.
And access to the Ukrainian military due to not making a profit there. He then rescinded that threat a week later, saying he would uphold the offer despite all the money that the country is receiving from the United States. What was that all about?
I don't know. I do know this. I think Elon Musk and Steve Jobs are the two. I'm 52 years old, and Steve Jobs is older than me, obviously, but they're the two great. And I think Bill Gates is part of this, but you look at the entrepreneur, the vision, and the ability to execute on their vision. They're unbelievable. Now, that doesn't make him God. That doesn't make him perfect. He's brilliant. I think if the White House believes that there should be a CFIUS investigation into Starlink, Starlink has enormous relationship with the Department of Defense. They do a lot of work for us as taxpayers and us as American citizens. If they're allowing him to do that work, and he didn't have a CFIUS review, I don't understand what the issue is now.
Well, what does that tell you?
Well, either they've discovered something. I don't think cynically, or nor do I think. I try not to think cryptically about these things. They're going to have to share those things, and I would assume Musk's lawyers would ask those questions. Other side of this is what one person on Twitter, I don't know how to talk about a Twitter or Twitty, but the person on Twitter said that wouldn't it be amazing or hysterical if the Biden White House stepped in and allowed him not to buy Twitter when people thought so money. It's right. It's an interesting whole thing, but I'm interested in the CFIUS thing because normally CFIUS is when a foreign company is trying to buy to a U.S. company here. So if there's something they have, they should share it and at least allow us to understand what the predicate is for this kind of investigation.
Money from MBS might be it.
If not skeptical.
Judge, I'll admit whatever you want me to admit as long as it's not against my family. Yes, I'm curious.
Jimmy, wrap it up.
Take it home. I mean, if you were going to go after a social media company and you were serious about protecting us, you'd go after TikTok because they're stealing all of our information.
Ding, ding,
My
ding,
simple
ding.
theory is obviously they're threatened by the lack of censorship ability heading into elections. But my bigger theory is Biden's just upset because they'll never let him on Twitter personally to run his own account. Could you imagine somebody typed out the words he said? It would look like a cat walked across the keyboard. Give me a break. And as far as the layoffs go at Twitter, don't feel bad because half of those people are bots. It's
That's
not as
right.
bad as it sounds.
Thank you, Jimmy. Up next, a fired